answers of this chapter 14. The question answers of this topic are basically based on practicals and the experiments which are given in the chapter. So the first one is fill in the blanks, and it says most of the liquids that conduct electricity, what are they? So we know that most of the solids also conduct electricity, but most of the liquids that conduct electricity are solutions of dash and dash. So two things. So most liquids that conduct electricity are solutions of, what are they? So this is having two answers. So when you see the beginning of the chapter, we found that most of the liquids which conduct electricity, they are solutions of metals and electrolytes. They are electrolytes. So there are different names which we can give in this answer. So you have to give two names which will come here. So most of the liquids which conduct, they are solutions of conduct electricity. So they are solutions of, here it is, and which do not allow electric current. This we did. So in this chapter you are reading about the liquids. So what will come in the two names? Fill in the blanks. Most of the liquids which conduct electricity. So when you are doing, they are, most liquids which conduct electricity are solutions of metals. Example, copper, hydrochloric acid, copper sulfate. They are examples, they are solutions of metals. You can say metals, you can say electrolytes. Then the passage of electric current through a solution causes which effect? The passing of electric current through a solution causes chemical effect. If you pass electric current through copper sulfate solution, copper is deposited on the plate. We did this in the experiment, and this is described here. When current is passed, what happens to copper in the solution? That is described, we did describe this, and there is a change in the color. So what will come here? When you pass electric current through copper sulfate solution, the copper gets deposited on the plate connected to which terminal of the battery? The copper is deposited on the plate connected to which terminal? So this is the experiment which you have to remember. The copper from the copper sulfate is separated. We discussed this, and the copper, which is itself positively charged, will start moving towards the negative electrode, and the negative electrode is called the cathode. So here you have to write on the negative terminal of the battery. So the answer here will be negative terminal of the battery. The process of depositing a layer of any metal on another material by means of electricity is called electroplating. So the answer is electroplating. The free ends of a tester are, this fill in the blanks are over. Next one is also a type, that when free ends of the tester are dipped into a solution, the magnetic needle shows deflection. What is the reason? So a tester is the magnetic needle, because, so what, you have to give the reason. Why does the magnetic needle get deflected? So this happens, so you will write, this happens because, so you can write and play this video and you will be able to write the answer. So when the free ends of a tester are dipped into a solution, the magnetic needle shows deflection because The solution is a conductor of electric current and it produces a magnetic field around the wire which causes deflection in the needle. So this is the experiment which is described here also in this picture. So when current is passed and the ends of a tester are dipped, this magnetic needle will show deflection, and this deflection is caused because the current is passing through it and the liquid is a conductor, so it may produces a magnetic field in the wire and this causes deflection. Name three liquids which when tested in the manner shown may cause the magnetic needle to deflect. So any three liquids you have to tell names. The three liquids will be which will cause the magnetic needle to deflect. So it will be the normal tap water, a dilute acid. You have to name, so you can write dilute hydrochloric acid, and these names are given in the experiment. We did this in the table, it was given. So from here you can give the names, three names of the liquid which are conductor. So give proper names. So you can say vinegar, you can say an acid, you can say the tap water. Okay, then you can give lemon juice also. And then the next part, the bulb does not glow in the setup shown in this. Give the reasons. What will be the reason when the bulb does not light up? So the wire is dipped inside, but still the bulb is not glowing. So you have to give reasons. First reason will be that the connections are loose. Second reason, the bulb is not working. The bulb does not glow. Third reason, you can give the first reason is that the liquid is a poor conductor. The liquid is a poor conductor of electricity. Second reason, the connection of the wires are loose. Third reason, you can write that the bulb is not working properly. Fourth reason, you can say that the batteries are weak. So there could be many reasons why the bulb is not lighting up. But the first reason you have to give is that the liquid is a conductor or not a conductor. Then next one, a tester is used to check the conduction of electricity through two liquids labeled A and B. It is found that the bulb of the tester glows brightly for liquid A, where it for B it glows dim. So for A it is bright and for B it is dim. What is the conclusion? A is a better conductor, B is a better conductor. Both are equally conducting. Conducting properties of liquid cannot be deciphered. So which is the wrong answer? So whenever you have choices, you have to see which one is not correct. So fourth is not correct. Both liquids cannot be same conducting because one is glowing brightly, one is glowing dim. B part, B is better conductor. So if B was better conductor, then the bulb will not glow dim. So answer is A is a better conductor of electricity. So for this the answer is A. So when you write the answer, you will write this as a sentence. You no need to write all the choices. Just write the correct answer. Then next one is, does pure water conduct electricity? If no, what can we do to make it a good conductor? So you will write pure water is a poor conductor of electricity. You will write pure water is a poor conductor of electricity because it does not have free ions for conducting electric current. What can be done to make it a good conductor? Pure water, then you will write pure water can be made a good conductor by adding some salt or a acid. So this will be the answer for question number 6. You can make it a good conductor by adding a salt or a acid. In case of fire, before the firemen use the water, they shut off the main electric supply for the area. This is simple. Explain why they do this. So reason will be so you will write the answer. Main electric supply is shut off to break to not allow the electric current to flow in the areas, because when water will be sprayed on the fire due to electricity, the fireman can get electric shock. Okay, you can play this again and you will be able to remember right what is the answer, but write the correct statement. So the electric fire will give the electric fire is there and they are trying to put off the fire. So first they will cut off the electric supply, because water is a good makes the body a good conductor. So they break the supply so that they do not get an electric shock. Then they try to put off the fire. A child uh, staying in a coastal region tests the drinking water and also uses the seawater with his tester. He finds that the compass needle deflects more in the case of seawater. So what is the reason? The compass needle will deflect more in the seawater because the seawater contains more salts in it, which makes it so you will write this only. The seawater contains more salts, which makes it a better conductor of electricity, which will deflect the compass needle more. So you have to give reason that why does this happen. This happens because the sea water has more salts, and due to more salts the sea water is a better conductor of electric current than the normal water. Therefore the compass needle will deflect more. Is it safe for the electrician to carry out electrical repairs during a heavy downpour? So answer is no, it is not safe, because during a heavy downpour the body of the electrician will become a good conductor and he may get an electric shock. Therefore electric repair should not be done during a rain. So this will be the complete answer. You can listen and write the answer. Then Paheli had heard that rainwater is as good as distilled water. So she collected rainwater in a clean glass tumbler and tested it. To her surprise, she found that the compass needle showed deflection. What could be the reason? That rainwater is as good as distilled water. So she collected some rainwater in a clean glass and tested it using a tester. She found that the needle showed deflection. What is the reason? So we know that the rainwater is distilled and it is a poor conductor of electric current. So the question here is, why did the compass needle deflect if the rainwater is a poor conductor? So reason will be the rainwater is distilled, but when the rain falls, then it collects some impurities from the air, which make the rainwater impure and a slightly better conductor of electric current. Therefore the compass needle will show deflection. So this is the reason. Okay, so you will write the answer with reason. Prepare a list of objects around you that are electroplated. Electroplating is important topic which is not covered in the question, if you see. So this we will write, you have to write extra question, but here list of objects which are electroplated. So around you, what are the things which you are seeing which are electroplated? It could be a compass, it could be a scale, chair, and so many things. So you can write at least 5 objects around you which are electroplated, which are looking like steel. So those things you will write. The process that you saw in activity 14.7 is used for purification of copper. Purification of copper is, which we discussed, it is described here. The purification of copper experiment, this one. So here it says that the experiment which you saw is used to purify impure copper is and electrodes. The copper from impure rod. So in this process, when you want to purify copper, you take the copper rod, and you take one rod is impure copper and another rod is having a thin copper rod. So all the copper from this dissolves in the liquid and then it collects on the thin copper plate. So the question here is, what is the question here? The question is, the copper from impure rod is sought to be transferred to the thin copper plate. Which electrode should be attached to the positive terminal of the battery and why? So we know that there are two terminals, positive terminal and negative terminal, and we have to write which terminal, which electrode should be connected to the positive. Which electrode means the positive or the negative of the battery. So we have discussed this electroplating in this one in the previous class, where electroplating was discussed, that the positive terminal and the negative terminals are there. These positive and negative terminals behave like positive and negative terminal due to the charge. And what is the charge? We have discussed it in the previous class. The link of that is given below this video or at the end of this. Check out, you will be able to remember that how does this take place. So you have to tell two things in this answer. Which electrode should be connected to the positive terminal and why? So we know that if we just see this diagram here, which electrode should be connected to positive terminal of the battery. So you have to tell the positive terminal is anode and both are copper rods. So when you pass electric current, then the copper from this terminal will dissolve and this solution is copper sulfate will collect around this rod. So this rod will get electroplated, and after some time the rod which is used for purification will become thin, and there are some impurities which are present in the copper rod which will deposit in the bottom of the container, and the pure copper will collect around this. So this is electroplating. The question is which electrode is connected. So actually you have to remember the experiment which I have described in the previous class. Which electrode should be attached to the positive terminal of the battery and why? So the positive terminal, the anode should be connected. Copper from impure rod is sought to be transferred to the thin copper plate. So which electrode should be attached to the positive terminal? So you will write the anode should be attached to the positive terminal of the battery, which is impure copper. On passing electric current, the impurities settle down and the pure copper collects on the negative terminal. So this is the impure copper, and from this the impurities settle down and the copper collects on the other rod, and this is called purification of copper. Okay, now the question answers are finished, but you have to mention that there are some extra questions in this chapter. The first important thing is what is electroplating. So this experiment is very important. So activity 14.7 is important. You have to remember this. It is described earlier. Then what is electroplating and what are the processes? So check the explanation of electroplating in the previous class video. It is given at the end of this video. Then another is this experiment. describe the testing of a potato. So this is that when chemical, this is the chemical effect. When current is passed, then what changes take place to the potato? That is also due to chemical effect. Then this experiment is important. Then making of a tester and how do you use the tester. This also is described below this video. Check this out. It is important. The description of how do you use a tester is given below this video. Check this out. It is given below this. And this table also is described there. How do you make a tester? And then this portion is also described. What are the LEDs and their use and how are they applied? So this way the topic is complete. We will continue the next chapter in the next class. So give your comments below this video. If you have any doubt, type below this video and stay connected. See you in the next class. Goodbye.